Oh, wow. I've already got quite a few of you guys in the live chat. Um, yeah, Chef Matt, I hope you're doing okay. I wasn't aware of what was going on in my last video in the live chat, and it looked like someone was impersonating you, obviously with a different avatar. But just reach out to us and let us know you're okay. I don't know what that was all about. Even maybe if you want to message me in the Telegram channel, in my Telegram channel, under that particular video, just let me know you're okay. And thank you to the moderators who were able to take care of what was going on in that live stream. Because I've never seen that before on my channel, so I don't know what that was all about. But thank you. And thank you, Detox with Tessa, for also helping out. I really appreciate it. So, I received a download over the weekend, Friday night, Saturday morning, regarding the injection, I guess we'll call it. I don't even want to say the other word because I don't really think that's what it is. Since, yeah, it's not that. So, but that's besides the point, really. But you guys all know what I'm talking about. And there's so much going on here, and I understand all of the fears that are coming up on both sides. You know, whether you're someone who believes that everyone needs it in order for everything to go back to normal, or if you're someone who doesn't want it, and trust me, I fall on that side. I do not want it. It'll never come near me. But I have to say that as an observer within the community of truth, and even in the spiritual community too, like just in general, the alternative community, like alternative media, there is always fear being pushed on both sides to make sure that both sides are affected. And it's really important to, this is why I had to put out last week's video, Grounding in an Ungrounded Reality. And I just really want to emphasize, guys, how important it is for all of us to be grounding, spending time in nature, really rooting yourself through the root chakra into the ground, into the earth, getting your protein intake, do deep breathing, whatever is going to center you and ground you. It's so important because there is like everything's just being kicked up like a storm of sand, just being kicked up all around us. And it's energetic. It's so energetic, which of course we're seeing in the physical manifestation of this 3D world right now. But, this is why on my Telegram channel this morning, I shared Dave from Above Duality's video that he posted late last night. I woke up to it this morning. His Cryon message that he edited and remastered about how we ascend. And it was such a perfect message, and I'm so glad that he put that out because, and I highly suggest, if anyone here hasn't seen the video yet, I highly suggest you go over to Dave's channel, Above Duality, and check it out because it's really important. It's a very important reminder, and it fell in alignment with the download that I received. So I thought this was perfect timing for me to put this video out. In that, you'll notice now in my, like for instance, in my Telegram channel, I'm very careful to keep my channel more uplifting and more high vibe as much as I possibly can. I am refraining from posting a lot of other stuff that's going on right now. Not that I don't think it's important, but I think that we're so inundated with all of this information that it's completely pulling us off our center, off our neutral point where we can stay in the 0 point, okay, the field of neutrality, in order to ground the energies, to pull the light in and also then transmit that light out to the world. And right now, that is to me of the highest and utmost importance, at least from my perspective in my own journey, is that it's not that I'm trying to avoid and put my head in the sand. I'm not. But there's just so much out there right now, so much fear on both sides, that it can become unnerving and it can completely derail you and distract you from the original mission that many of us came here to do. And I want to say with some grace and compassion to all of us, because that's happened to me, is that that's part of the journey. It's part of the journey that we understand how easy it is to manipulate our field, how easy it is to manipulate our heart, how easy it is to manipulate our mind, and it's from this desire to want to make change and to help others, but sometimes it comes from a really kind of incessant place of stepping on someone else's journey. And we always have to kind of put ourselves in check to realize, am I doing that? Am I not doing that? Am I able to just stay in my own lane? And so the download that I received around this is that, yes, there are harmful things that are happening with this injection. Okay. There's no way I want to put it in my body. Okay. There's no way. And I understand that there are things happening to people who aren't getting it, and they're just around people. Like, for instance, I know that, for at least women, when it comes to fertility, there's a lot of fertility issues that are happening. The people are reporting this, and I understand that. So from an energetic perspective, how I see that playing out, why that's happening, is that whatever's in these things, okay, that are being put into the body, is such a disruptive frequency, just from an energetic place, is so disruptive to the field that, think about it this way, to bring it really down into simplistic terms. When you are at a party and someone walks into the room and they just bring a negative attitude, like, it's almost like it can suck the air right out of the room. You can feel that person's near you. You're just like, oh, I don't want to be around this person. Like, it's just negative Nancy. And because you can feel it like permeating into your field, like it's invading you. Well, whatever's in these things is truly permeate. It's so potent and powerful that if it's okay, I'm there's so many things I want to say right now. I feel like I'm gonna just vomit it all out. It's so hard to be able to have a strong field around you when you're so engaged in all of the distracting activities that are out there, and like learning about this or what's happening here and just getting caught up in the drama. And now more than ever, we have to practice the utmost purest form of spiritual hygiene that you possibly can to enhance your field, okay? To make your shield of energy so impermeable to whatever is coming from this thing, okay, that's going into people's bodies. Because I don't want to live, this is where I'm coming from. I don't want to live a life in fear. I did not come to this planet to live a life where I am afraid to hug my mom and my dad. I am afraid to hug my friend who had it. Like, I did not come into this life to propel that or to perpetuate that program, which we know was initiated the very minute this happened back in 2020. Part of the programming was to make sure that we would all separate from one another, that we wouldn't hug one another. Remember, that's huge for the immune system. As humans, we need to hold one another. We need to care for one another. We need that interaction. It's, that's why when someone's like in the hospital in their bed, they need their hand held. They need to know that human touch is so important. It can change things. And I just want to bring in a word of caution here, and I'm not saying don't take precautions. Absolutely. Please do not mistake in this video as in that I don't think you shouldn't be taking precautions, because I think we all should. But to what extent? To the extent where it runs you and rules you to the point where you're scared, like, does that person have one? And we need to make sure, like, what I hate, and I yes, I'm going to use the word hate because I don't like this, is this idea of like separating everyone, like you need to wear a badge if you got this, or if you didn't do this, you need to wear a badge, or like, like we're it's just becoming ridiculous of the separation that we're creating. And we have to be so mindful of what programs we're allowing to seep into our minds and our field that will disturb the very essence of what we're here to give. The reason why I chose the picture on the thumbnail here of the two people, one hand pressing here on the other person's heart and them pressing on their heart, and you see the energy. Our hearts are the most powerful fields that we have. It is the most powerful source that the light that we bring to this planet comes from our heart. If we start to shut that down out of fear because of what's happening, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing on our daily, on our own individual, taking care of ourselves, exiting this codependent system of like, you need to do this, or I'm going to do this, or, like, just take care of you, build your field up, do your breath work, like do your mantras, whatever it is, like your meditation to strengthen your field, to eat healthy, like exercise, all of the different things that can make you super strong in your energy so that shit can't permeate your field. It doesn't matter how strong it is. You just get stronger. You just get stronger. When the dark gets darker, you get lighter. And that's why I love that message that Dave put out, because it was so in alignment with this download that I received. So in alignment. It worries me to some level that we're allowing ourselves to get pulled into this idea of being scared of our brothers and sisters and our mothers and our fathers and our, the people who will need us to hold them. I know that we create our reality. I know that my power is as powerful as I want it to be. And if there is something that is as destructive as what I believe this thing is, okay, that people are putting in their bodies, I know that I can be more powerful than that. I know that. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to allow it to go in my body, but I'm certainly not going to buy into the fear programming that's coming from both sides, because that is what lowers our vibration. That is what takes us into the depths of the really crappy timeline that many of us don't even realize we're helping to crystallize through this programming. And so I just know that just like in politics, okay, the dark side is working both sides of the aisle, just coming at it in different angles. And we have to be smart enough and light enough in our hearts to recognize where the manipulation is and how much, we're going to allow that to permeate into us. And so I really would love for us all to really kind of, meditate on this and reflect on it and ponder, like going, okay, I want to take precautions because I care about my body and I know this isn't for me. But what do I need to do to amplify? It's almost like when the whole virus thing came out. I was like, well, shoot, we're going to take vitamin D. We're going to take zinc. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to get out in the sun. I'm going to eat really healthy. I'm going to make sure I'm not eating inflammatory foods, because all diseases start with inflammation. We did that. We thought about that. So we need to take that kind of mentality and apply it to this situation. It's the same thing, just a different day. It's the same thing. And really say, okay, what can I do with my own energy? What can I do to make myself happy and strong and know that in my own belief system, that's just not my reality that I'm buying into? I had Nicole James on last year, and we talked about this back in, I believe it was May last year. It was either late April or May. And we talked about this idea of our frequency fields and how, there are certain frequencies that will just bypass us because they're not at that level. They can't touch you. You literally can become untouchable frequency-wise. And so it's important for us to not forget how powerful we are, to not diminish our own strength. It doesn't mean that you're not responsible in other ways, but to also not fall too far into one side. We have to find this happy balance. And I don't know about you guys, but I just know that I'm not going to live my life being scared of another human being. That's not why I came to this planet. Like, I didn't sign up for that. That's not my mission. My mission is to love and to embrace and to bring unity. And right now, the fear that's really taking things to the other side, it's taking us away from that. And I just don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that. So I'm just curious what you guys are feeling from all of this, and how you guys, does this message resonate with you? Does it scare you? Do you think I've lost my mind? Like, I don't know. But this was just what I was asked to be aware of and to be mindful of, to monitor, like, where I was going through. Yeah, Frederica, yes, just another fear agenda to separate us from each other. Exactly. Brooke Van Horn, this is so relevant. I just got back from visiting my family this past weekend, and most had gotten the shot. I was really afraid at first, but then decided they were my family and I wasn't going to. Yeah. Like, I am in the same mindset. Because, the vibration, the belief systems, we know how powerful that is. We know how powerful that actually is. I mean, that's the foundation of what many of you in the chat who are watching this right now, and many of you who will watch this later, you know this stuff. I know you know this stuff, because you wouldn't be watching this video right now if you didn't. You wouldn't be. So I know you guys all know this. Amanda's awake. I've been wearing shungite every day and trusting I'm protected. I didn't incarnate here to be taken down by some dark tech. I'm rebuking it. Yeah, go girl. When it comes to divine energy, okay, so when it comes to the intimacy, that's a whole different game. Like, that is difficult. I'm not going to lie. That is very difficult. That's a very, very, very difficult decision that someone will have to make. Personally, I'm just choosing not to be intimate right now. Like, that's my choice right now. But when it comes to just the general stuff of, like, hugging someone, or holding their hand, or just being in the same room. And I get it. There's women, if you're pregnant, I don't blame you for taking the extra precautions. I just want to say that. If that were me, I probably would do the same thing right now, just because I'm carrying a life. What I've seen is just like, I'm not going to take any chances. It's for a short period of time, right? I totally get that. I'm on board with that. But because you're responsible for you and another life at that time. And also the person who also helped you create that life is part of that. And so there's a little bit more to it. I'm not saying this is easy by any stretch of the imagination. All I'm saying is just please be mindful of where you're allowing your vibration to go, where you're allowing your mind to go, where you're, like, the thoughts that you're creating, what you're really scared of, because all of that's designed to lower your vibration. It's designed to help you, like, create the timeline that, again, none of us want to create. This isn't what we want to create. Cormac, totally resonates. Self-love is the key. Lana, it's a beautiful message. Thank you. Dawn, you're totally nuts, but that's why we're all here. Thanks. Barbara, wow. Fear is an illusion. Most everybody I know now has gotten it. I do not consent. I am awake, aware, and fearless. Good for you. Good for you. Christine Harvey, feel the same. Yeah, so anyway, so this is my message that I've been asked to share. It's certainly not it's not like a black and white kind of thing. There's a lot of gray here, and I understand that. And it's going to come down to your own personal your own personal needs, understandings, your reality, like what you're dealing with. I understand that. I wanted to just put this out and to understand that, don't entangle yourself with the dark. Don't waste your time. It's like I say, we're in like this narcissistic, empathic relationship matrix in us, dark agenda in us. It's very much a narcissistic empath thing. And the best way to starve anything that's narcissistic is ignore it. Like, don't give it your energy. Don't give it your attention. And I don't mean that from a sense of don't understand like facts and things like that. You can still keep yourself educated to a certain degree. But when it comes to like the fear behind the information, that is where like I draw the line. It's like, no, this isn't helping me. I don't need to be scared into intelligence, like Mark, thank you so much for the super chat. Frolick, you're awesome. This information is really needed right now. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So I've been online now for like 2.5 hours tonight. So I'm gonna peace out here. Yes, Amanda's awake. In an abusive relationship with our governments. It's exactly it. With corporations, with governments, with the banking system. It's just such an abusive relationship that we've all been in. And it's like, done. Peace out. I'm not doing this anymore. Cut the ties. Like, we don't have to engage at every level. So, guys, I love you so much. Please share this video with anyone that you think needs to hear it, who might be really going into a fear programming that holds light, that does good work here. And it just as a reminder that, we do have a certain degree of control here. Okay, we can amplify our field to become impermeable to the frequencies of whatever is in this thing. At least when like we're talking about like other people getting it, okay? All right, guys, I love you so much. Tomorrow night on my podcast, I have Z Earthstar coming on. I'm really excited. I hope she sings. So please check that out, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to it. Guys, I'm just sending you so much love in this time. And I think it's just so important that we remember to stay in the light and to bring as much light forward in a time where there's just so much darkness being pummeled at us. Pummeled, left, right, center, above, below, like all angles. So like get those kind of like lightsabers out and start deflecting the light with your own, like the darkness with your own light, and saying not today. Not today. All right, guys, love you so much, and I'll be back with you guys real soon.